welcome to Jill Cameron Creations. Today we are doing a card using the December kit from Hedgehog Hollow. It is Valentine's themed, which I know it's the beginning of December and you're like, oh my goodness, but it's so cute. It is so cute. There is a stencil that is it's actually two stencils in one. There is a background stamp and lots of large sentiments this time that are absolutely gorgeous on a card. Now, I'm showing you all the different stamp sets that are included in your kit. The smallest one is a gift from Alexandra for her subscribers for this. Now, this stamp set has Sweetie on it. And if any of you know, I am a huge Doctor Who fan. So, of course, when I saw Sweetie, the first thing I thought of was, hello, Sweetie, in my absolute worst British accent. And I am embarrassed to do that because Alexandra is from the UK somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where, but she has an amazing accent that I love listening to her talk. And the first thing I see is, hello, Sweetie, for this. So, I'm doing a Valentine's card. And I'm going to do some ink blending here, and it's a one-layer card, but I'm not going to ink over the love part here. And I was trying to decide if I wanted this to go off to the side, if I wanted to keep it centered, what I kind of wanted to do with it. And I kept this really easy in that I just taped the edges of this stencil to the back of my paper, and ta-da, there it is. I'm going to be using some Hero Arts Bubblegum Pink ink, and I just filled up the entire front of this with the pink ink. I did put a sticky note on my fingers so I would not get fingerprints all over my background there. And I was just really careful when I started ink blending around the center, and I'll show you how I'm going to fill that in. It's actually a whole lot lighter in the middle, and when I am working on it, it looks like a big old hot mess, but I promise it's not in the end. It looks really cute. And this is a super bright pink ink, and I wanted it to be really, really fun. And as soon as you saw it, I wanted you to read it in River Song's voice of Hello, Sweetie. So I absolutely love this card. It was the first thing I thought of as soon as I saw it. So, ink blending away here. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving in the US was amazing, and at this point you're probably still eating a little bit of leftovers. It's not quite a week past, and enjoying some turkey sandwiches. And if you were a Friends fan, you have that moist maker in the middle of the gravy soaked bread. So anyway, I am doing the ink blending, and I'm just using a regular sponge on the end of an ink blending tool, a little rounder. I'm hoping to try out some of the domed ink blenders from scrapbook.com pretty soon, and they sold out before I could ever get to actually purchase them, but during the sale and stuff that's going on right now. But I want to try those. From what I hear and from what I have seen when people use them, it doesn't put the harsh edge on the line. So like when you're doing ink blending, you don't get that edge like you do with the regular rounders. But I don't know. I know a lot of people have switched over to using the brushes, and y'all have seen me use those before. And I have the brushes. I just don't have that many of them to change out colors that often, and they take forever to dry. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other for me, unless you have one that's in every color of the rainbow, which I do not. I think it would kind of be prohibitive to use those. I still like my ink blending tool. I feel like I have more control over it, and it doesn't use as much ink. As you know, this is an old bottle, but it's still just Perfect Pearls mixed in there, and I bought the bottle forever ago, and I just keep mixing my own Perfect Pearls in the same spray bottle because it works perfectly. And I just sprayed this is Perfect Pearls in the Perfect Pearls color, and then I'm just going to grab my heat tool real quick and dry this. That's why this card has so much shimmer on it, because I just sprayed the whole thing down with Perfect Pearls here. Absolutely gorgeous. So now it looks like that I just messed up that center part right there, and I promise it does not continue to look like that, because that's actually where I'm going to put my sentiment in things. I die cut with my Silhouette Cameo 3. I do not have a 4 and don't plan on getting a 4 anytime soon. I cut 16th width frames. Say that 5 times fast. It's a 1/16 of an inch, and they are rectangle frames that fit right here on the card front. I cut that out, and I cut 3 of them and then stacked them up and kept the insides of the rectangles there for something else, and I glued those together. That was not fun, I promise. But anyway, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Tim Holtz stamp platform. My MISTI broke. I cracked one of the hinges on it so it doesn't stamp straight anymore, and I'm going to have to get me another MISTI. I've had that thing. That's an original. It was an original MISTI that came out. They probably hadn't been out 2 or 3 months when I got it. Sorry, my wet head got in the way there. Alright, so I'm going to stamp this and just straight down on here in Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. And I stamp it 3 times to make sure that it gets really, 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 really dark on there. And guess what? Because I'm using Perfect Pearls, that Perfect Pearls is going to still show up on this black. It's not just going to be straight old black looking flat. Look, it actually shows up with the shimmer on top of it. It kind of, quote, bleeds through. So I really like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere. I'm not going to adhere yet. I'm actually going to trim this panel down, and I hit my camera, sorry. So it's kind of crooked the rest of the video. I didn't catch that, but it's still there. So I'm going to die cut the frame here with my MFT stitched rectangle A2 rectangle frames, and for some reason I just could not get it to square up. I don't know what was wrong with my fingers today. I think my hands were cold and I couldn't feel anything, but I'm going to go ahead and die cut that, and then I'm going to adhere my hello that I die cut with my Silhouette Studio, and also my rectangle frame, the little 1/16 of an inch frame that I have to go on the front of the card. And then I'm going to add some jewels on the front. So, I know we're not making Christmas cards yet, but don't forget there's also the several Christmas themed stamp kits over at the Hedgehog Hollow, so don't forget to check those out. This is the December kit, and it is absolutely stinking adorable, as you saw all the stamps and stuff, and it comes with paper and envelopes and a couple other little things sometimes. And so here we have all of this, and we're gonna put this down, and I didn't get it centered up the first time, but that's why I used liquid adhesive, and I just pushed it around and made sure it was as square as I could possibly get it. And there it is, and I have that wonderful little white border around there. You could achieve kind of the same look if you cut the panel out, die cut it out with just a rectangle frame and stuck a piece of white cardstock in between the 2 layers there. You could kind of get that same look, but the rectangle is actually raised on here, and I really, really do like that. Now I'm going to add my letters. I cut my letters out of black and white cardstock. In person, the letters stand out really, really well because you still see that black behind that white. And black on, I thought the black hello on top of the black sweetie would have been just way too, it would have just been too flat. And I didn't want to do another color. I wanted to keep the whole entire card pink and white. So the rest of it, other than the sweetie part, so I just put black behind the white cardstock when I die cut it, and it's absolutely perfectly beautiful. So I really like this, and now it just needed a little touch of something else, and I'm going to go ahead behind the panel here so that it pops up and it has a little bit more stability to it as well. And I'm using a foam sheet from scrapbook.com. I think the size of it's like 8.5 by 6 or something like that, and I'm just going to trim it down to the size that I need and put it behind my panel. After I put my foam on the back of my front panel, I adhered this to a top folding A2 size card base, and now I'm just going to add some jewels. And these are not the clear sparkling ones. These are the ones that have like the little bit of rainbow effect to them. So when I put them down on here, they kind of looked orange. Just picking up other colors and stuff from my mat and from my scissors sitting over there, and just the surroundings of everything. In the pictures, they look almost clear, and in some of them they look pink, and some of them they look really bright red. I took one or two pictures where I don't know what it was reflecting off of, but the jewels looked bright red, and I mean bright red. That was interesting. But anyway, so I place mine down where I want them. Then I'm right-handed, so I hold the glue in my right hand and my jewel picker in my left hand. This particular jewel picker has gotten a little difficult to find. The quick stick pickup stick is a little bit easier to find, but I can't find mine right now. So this is the one that I'm using. It's by Marvy. If I can find it, I'll link to it in my products listed below, but I haven't been able to find it for a while. And that's about it. That's going to wrap up this card. I kept the jewels on the inside of the frame there, and that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to hit subscribe and check out all of the other beautiful cards over on the Hedgehog Hollow blog, as well as my website, JillCameronCreations.com, and see all of the beautiful things that we come up with. Y'all have an amazing day. Thanks so much.